this on AI, and I was saying I'm giving up citizenship. They said, "Then you're giving up universal health care." That's the best thing I can give up, because it traumatizes me. Because they don't have any trauma therapy in certain places. And institutionalized healthcare is just a bucket that was created by Tommy Douglas. He thought this would be a good plan, but it's just kind of garbage. Will I pay for it? That's why Canadians leave and they get their own health coverage. They don't hang this garbage. It's one trick pony. One trick pony healthcare. Doesn't work. I'd rather go to a friggin' vet or be in crocodile country. Safer than going into a hospital in Canada. They'll friggin' kill you. I mean it. Well, my dad never liked the healthcare. They're trying to diagnose and they're not even qualified. He says, "Why do you go in your pants? Because I'm getting old and I got to listen to you and you're feeding me garbage." Well, maybe you should go to a nursing home. Maybe you should get out of here and never come back. I never wanted to go through this. I came back to get away from here and I left and I came back and I'm on another bind. But I do it myself because that kid couldn't do anything. It's an institutionalized piece of garbage that they're not trained or anything. So listen to me. Listen up good. You don't tell a Canadian Armed Forces veteran the assisted death. That's a piece of this Tommy Douglas that went woke. He needs some trauma therapy, but they're not trauma-based. No. So they got stupid kids out here, shoved information up their rectum of no good health care. It makes me mad. My father was a veteran. My mother was a veteran. These men I'm meeting all the time, going through and listening to crap on these little Wimbo boxes. Wimbo friggin' box of what, Ontario healthcare? Oh, God. What idiot? Well, we want more healthcare. Why don't we just add more snakes in the garden? Maybe there's somebody working there, but they're working in oh, God, I've never seen it. It's like a rat trap. There's no organization in hospitals around here at all. It's dreadful. It reminds me when I was working on a racetrack, I took over a barn manager. Well, I noticed they had too many damn horses to look at. Their boss man's trying to cut costs. Where's all the cost cutting? They're overworked and they're not educated in PTSD therapy. They can't even take care of themselves, so they get nasty. Maybe my foundation looking after sports horses was teaching me that healthcare is rotten in Canada. It reminds me of a stable I was working in and I quit. Why? He wanted me to look after more horses so he could save more money. Doesn't work. We didn't have unions. That was a good thing, but healthcare like that? Is there good doctors? I think there's good doctors amongst all the snakes that don't know anything. But I think they're burning out. I think good nurses, they don't work in those. They can't work in that. They'll burn out. It's a crappy system. Material healthcare is a piece of plastic, eh? Does it give me dental? No, that's a federal fund. But that, I've never found it very good. Here's a case. I'm homeless because the kids throw me out. Well, that's another type of doctor called a civil litigation lawyer. I got in the hospital, homeless. But does not say Ontario health card. I'm having a stroke. They threw me out. Hey, I need lawyers to cure that problem. I found half the problem with my life was a lot legal. Well, hell, it was made feel better when I got divorced and got legal action. he came up with a pill that I liked. Not pills on top of pills. He came up with the one that only divorce decree I got in paper. But, that's a different pill. But it's sort of the institutionalized what? We can get lawyers like we can get these useless healthcare systems. And I'll say it, it's friggin' useless. I can feel frustrated. She comes up here, I'm gonna get an Apple Watch. That's a better way to take care of myself. Have it on the phone. Why? Because she comes up at their phone. She says, the place is a mess. Oh, aren't you supposed to take my blood pressure? Well, I forgot to take it. You come in here and make orders and not get me the needs I need. I got post-traumatic stress, but no. So I talked to the head of Wounded Warriors. Let's talk about this. Why do we have Wounded Warriors? It's got to be outside the box to save our good veterans. You can't work with them. It's useless. Absolutely useless. Like if I was a veteran coming back, I got post-traumatic stress. I've been in how many missions? That's what I'm finding. They come back and they're sleeping in tents, trying to get through the we will not tolerate box. It was all right, boys. You're over there. The captain says, get that damn firearms. We'll shoot out our way out, but you can't do anything with these kids on 211 or any of these services. We will not tolerate. We're looking after our mental health. Look at that, veterans. Trauma therapy. They're really tough warriors, we will not tolerate. Don't raise your voice at us, so we speak really soft. Don't raise your voice. We've made a herd of what sheepies. Yeah. I was watching action there, and they didn't say we will not tolerate. It says, get that friggin' olive over that captain says, we'll fire our way out of this ambush. They don't say, keep panty flags up, say, we will not tolerate. Isn't that great to be a soldier? No, it's not. Because nobody knows anything about trauma from what I'm studying. Talking to veterans, that damn peacekeeping is a piece of garbage, boys and girls. If you can't do something about it, that Brigadier Richard Romano shaking hands with the devil, and that's gone on too much. And I think that war in Afghanistan was a hell of a thing for them to watch women get raped. Can't do anything because that's their fervent culture. Well, that's their culture, not to help our warriors. That's their culture. They're just bad as the devil. They'll say this is the devil. So they're not trained. They're muffins. They're no good for our Canadian vets. They're no good for a woman that's being raped. They're no good for anybody. They're just useless. Any type of therapy that hasn't got any trauma understanding is absolute rubbish. Another problem with therapy is the best therapists are men like me that have gone through the ranks of suffering trauma. What's it called? I'll keep on pulling that. Lucinda, he's wounded. He can't trust the healthcare system. So he gets a computer and he just hunkers down, studies therapy on post-traumatic stress from other countries. So when I heal, but I go back where it hurt me. I had trauma therapy, and it wasn't trauma, it was a shrink that could labeled everything with a DSM manual. It doesn't work for trauma therapy. So I got white there, she fell. Okay. She broke her hip really bad. But the type of treatment she received in there, and the way they talked to her, a blind woman, do it yourself. Well, what did they do? Oh, God, that needs, they just, well, I think they closed it, thankfully. It was like a torture pit. She's a woman that's legally blind. She's fallen on the floor. She's fractured her hip. She's calling me up. They said we haven't got time to just go and find the room yourself. I am blind. I'm in a wheelchair. Could you wheel me into a place? Because I don't want to get the wrong room. No. Is that good therapy? No. It's a good therapy. I had to watch her being tortured because they didn't have a clue what they were doing. You know, when a woman is saying, I got glaucoma, that means light sensitivity. Oh, you're not a doctor. I look up the back. She says, please don't shine lights in my head. And she's crying and they're torturing her. Well, I want to go home. There's something wrong here. So I took her to a doctor and he said, you're not a doctor. No, but I do look up things. She had juvenile glaucoma. And he also threatened, if you see a nurse practitioner, it's probably better, I'll fire you. Oh, to do something, I got a nurse practitioner. Oh my God, what's wrong with him? She has to see a glaucoma specialist. Her eye pressures are right over her head. She's crying. What is he saying? He's saying this. He says, this is not an infection. So he puts big lights on. I'll go home and wash your eyes out. General practitioner? I was questioning all the things he was saying to me. He said, I've got research on diabetes. Oh. He says, First Nations people are genetically predisposed to diabetes, are they? I have to go out into the Green Nation tribe, and they said, we don't eat white man junk. There's my diagnosis. We don't eat that stuff. We never were put on this crap. I'm so angry at this. And he says, we'll go to a nursing home. No, get out of here. You're fired. I mean, I'm firing. I'm going to make sure I got your name down, and I'm firing all these idiots that are just traumatizing. My problem was I came out of here to get out of here because I wasn't getting any help in my business. That's the third time. 30 times you're out. You should be going to the death swing tail or I'm a Steve Jobs here. He says, that's brutal. Steve Jobs says this theory. You don't work for a company, right? You're fired. That's brutal. You don't know brutal, boy. I think it's brutal that people aren't getting help out. People your age and sleeping in coffee shops. I think that's brutal. I think the healthcare is brutal because it's not working right. Is there good in amongst all of the rats that are overeducated? Or are they overeducated? I'll tell you what it is. They just shove academia on them and they're just forced through the system. They're not really good. The whole system, we got to get rid of the universal health care. It was a Tommy Douglas plan, but I don't see it working. Australia's got it out there and that would be a lower the housing market for one thing. But, if I get they say if you're giving up citizenship, you got to get this card back. They don't use it. They don't trust it. I don't mind. You can have it. You can have that freaking card. It's useless. It's universal health care. Absolutely useless. I think you got to get it. It is a private health care. So you can't even get malpractice. Right? Why can't you get malpractice? That's inside the universal health care system. It's all provided by racketeers. Now, my practice, I have to have insurance. Yeah, I can get sued. So I can't be unethical. But you can do anything you want in a broken system. and know only what you know, and it's called unintegrated medicine. It's not working. Anybody agree with me on this? I notice when you're dying, they get you to sign over. Oh, put it into the hospital. Put it in the hospital. It doesn't work. They kill more people. I'm pretty critical about this. It's a fix-it-auto body shop, but there's no anything else. You know, they throw you out. Well, you can walk now. Yeah. So you don't get any services. You can't get any health care. You can't get any way to look after you. No services. Go to a nursing home. Yeah, I'm denouncing Canadian citizenship for that sort of thing. I'm going to go and get up to Ottawa, and I'm going to, yeah, I can be mad. And then I'll go up there, I'll get a universal health care called Meta, Australian. I have a choice of things. I don't want the one-trick pony solution. So I called it one-trick pony. There's no trauma therapy. And if I'm wrong, I just talk to wounded warriors ahead of them. Well, what do you think with pills? Let wounded warriors. Why do you think they do it? Because it's not good for veterans. Veterans affairs. Well, we should have more than one-trick pony. So let's get a two-tier system in. Oh, I don't agree with it. I think so. We should have enough money to afford this. Number two, there is good doctors. There is good doctors. And they might say, go get some exercise. Go out and walk. No, I just want to go. So that's the one-trick ponies. So what they do, they go to another country, get away from it. Or they just gotta get away. They can't take it anymore. You go to a naturopathic doctor. Her job is to keep you well. Isn't that different? Eh? So holistic medicine is to keep you well. Keep you well. That's a different system. Why would we use this stuff? Especially if they haven't got any trauma care. They do more harm than good, like what they say. Come on. You know, tell me to go to nursing home. I'm not going to die in a nursing home. No, the other one was take over my pension. I can't manage the money here. So you're going to take over my pension, steal everything I worked for? Get out! Get out of here. How many years did I work in Canada? What did I do, you little muffin? You little friggin' muffin. Just call me a dude. I've been kicked by horses. I've been hit. I've been thrown, and I trained horses. But get out of here. I mean, you can run like hell. Oh, I might call the cops. Well, it's not an institution, but, you know, they're better. They do arrest crooks. But I might kick your ass if you come in here and tell me what to do, boy. You could get some help for me. No. Oh, you lost some stuff. Well, I can't afford to replace it. You know how stupid these young guys are? I'm a man of value, and a rich man's a man of value. I don't like him. He's a millionaire. He's a rock and roll star guy. He's a friend of mine. I'm not going to mention his name, but he says he comes in, bugs my well. Well, I'll tell you something. My guitar has got play rates as a professional instrument. It's got damage to it, so it's got to be repaired. But if I buy a guitar and I'm a professional musician, I might take it back to the guitar shop and say I want to replace them. They might get into the habit of calling a buck when he goes to the trashy tire store and they brings garbage there. You know, he's a professional. He makes money with the instrument, right? So a guitar player would say, hey, I bought that Les Paul. I go up in that, and I was watching that, and there's damn fret wires sitting out. getting into the practicality. But this guy's got millions. He can go in there and buy junk out of a can of tire. It doesn't work, and he wants it back. So his wife's making a bit of money. He says, see, this is why they're always poor, those guys. They could listen to maybe a man that's got some money. They don't. They don't listen to anybody. I know we used to talk rock and roll stuff. Why would I buy that cheap? This is some garbage. There's a lot of stuff on here. Some of it's good buy, but I want good guitars. Yeah. I read Clapton's guitar, you know. It's about buying a professional musician. You want a better guitar. This one's not bad. She got cracked up. I'm not getting another Larry. I like them for the width of the neck. I just like them. I'm using them, but I can't get them repaired because all of these are disposable kits. They don't know how to fix guitars. But it's all damaged because of the damn temperature and the people that wouldn't store it for me. I'll sue them. See? 2 top tracks right there. But she's still playing. All for what? What do I buy? A cheap piece of wood. I want a better guitar, mate. I want I'm looking at is about $6,900 US to Canadian. So I want that. This one didn't cost that much, but it got played a lot. Because it didn't have much inflation like it does now. Look at her, this one ran that damn thing. She's got a good tone. Florida. Yeah. There's something wrong. I think the whole system's like that. Well, he's old, throw him outside, kill him. They don't seem to want to live long. They're in the midlife crisis at, what, 20? Yeah, because they're on social media. I mean, the older artists that have been around, they're still playing. I buy Martin, but they're a lot more money to get a guitar like this. So I'm looking at getting one that's got good custom wood in it. Might be 12,000, might be 20,000. It's worth it because I play it. And I think of what I've gone through: the rotten healthcare system, the rotten housing system, and everything I think I deserve. Do I have to start again? I should start with more. I hate this system. I hate public this housing situation. It's not good. They go out there. He's a nice guy. I like him. He's dead. Well, was he superintendent? Too much work to do. No sports here for him. So he's in the garden. He's a nice guy's on 58. I don't farts. Crap values, and I'm so, come up and say I don't like paying taxes to First Nations. You stole their friggin' land, old boy. I'm more of a Neil Young guy. I really think like Neil. What was his daddy? He was I get wrong. No. Well, make mistakes. Just keep the road going. But, it's right. Yeah, it was Scott Young. Those were the days when there was no media's message was McLuhan, right? true north, but we were just Canadians, all over Canada. They got a bunch of right names. Oh yeah, J.J. McEwen. I'll point out a little yet. A kid out there. He really studied Confederation. He's a sort of a DP boy. I'm not a DP boy. I guess I'm a liberal because I didn't really think DP did a good job throwing out the Avalero. He doesn't know anything about Confederation. Right. There is not have we a notebook for public schools. Confederation was 1867. It was 1867. Yeah, in 1967 we had Confederation. 100 years of Confederation. But what was happening? Well, we had the FLQ crisis, remember that? So he's a controller. Oh boy, here we go again. He truly kept this country together by 4 Measures Act. It wasn't very nice. We had to get the mud out of it. But my cousin's a police commissioner and detective. You can't give in to the man's terrorist. So they're all on here, right-wing boys running down here. Elliot, sure does. So what we got? We haven't got a political system. We just got polarized right, left, march. Look at how we talk about things. We're right or left. So you might be saying they're neoliberal. I like one young man said on here. He said maybe it's just an ism. Boy, this stuff continues. Can't trust the healthcare. Can't trust anything. If I can call a wounded warriors, I'm sure veterans get some help. This is ridiculous. I feel like screaming when I hear you down a good man who's come back from Afghanistan. He's got a mental health problem. He might need this. Yeah. It's just for crying out loud. Back to school, children. Back to school. And she says that's controversial. Controversial. Oh, here we go again. Justin Trudeau said something once. We're talking about democracy. He said it's a slippery slope. Because maybe those left wingers should be right wingers. Yeah, do I sound like a liberal? I think so. Right now, at this moment, that's all we got, liberal. And I think everything went on. Justin Trudeau was all friggin' backed up garbage. The province was run by the province that did this. It was conservative. Sorry, kids and right-wing boys, I don't give a hoot about you. You need to go back to school. Canada's a federation of provinces and Prince Charlotte. You You don't talk about conservatives who crossed over to the liberals, have you? No. And we got climate deniers, all sorts of civil science. I play this guitar because it gets the frustration out of me hearing garbage. I can tell you something. Was my generation good? No, yeah, mine back that came out of television. I realized that's not good addiction, so I gave it up. I get better from that, and I'm thinking about the rotten healthcare system wants to get rid of it. I had a horse down in cast against the wall once. They didn't go up and say, you go to the nursing home, you get up. But that was a racehorse. These were mine. I'm a snow boss, so I just go throw them in a nursing home, throw them in a box, put them out the door. Healthcare is supposed to be passionate, kid. I always wanted daughters. My wife never had daughters. I was in the equestrian business. That was when those girls were coming up and they had daughters. They had daughters. No, they say you don't want daughters. The warriors would say, oh God, they're crazy girls. So those girls were back in about 19, they're just young tweens. I want daughters. But now they're older. And I meet them and I said, well, I got divorced. I want to really get rid of those other girls that he gave me. They're crazy girls. Mama, I don't blame you. About 48. What the hell is that? So what am I learning about kids? I never heard of mothers saying, maybe I'll go out with him, we'll get the Brady Bunch, Maybe the stupidity of those girls with 4 stupid daughters. Their Instagram kid. It just releases a lot of frustration. You watch pornography and you have other releases. No, this is playing with myself in a way that is not so indecent. off harder than these strings. Yeah, beauty of blues. You make stations nice, keep the beat going. All you gotta do is rock, yeah, write it all thing. This institution like rock old as use them just throw the money in the bucket. Throw lots of money on this guitar, will repair itself. Be nice. Getting a bunch of little monkeys to repair it, that will work. But I just started playing, But I was just saying, I don't need another guitar. I'm going to try to get a lawsuit and get some more guitar. And another citizenship. What? Mainly the healthcare. Here's the doctor on here. I'm going to tell you something, Doc. I agree with a lot of things she said about coronavirus. You're looking at a bunch of graphs and you're saying you're an epidemiologist. There's more than just looking at graphs. It doesn't work. I gotta tell you something. When I was in college, I learned to go. You should just go down there and hear people talking. Listen to what meant from information is. Long distance information. That's the problem with it. We haven't amalgamated any real life into life at all. We don't talk to each other. We don't listen. We don't even open our ears to hear other people talking about business, anything. So here's a billionaire. He's 27, but he's not really. He's Jewish. He's a Canadian Jewish kid. What do I see? I see him sitting in a restaurant, bars. They're businessmen. But he's listening. That's the way the businessman learns. That's the way I learn. Go into it and listen to conversations. You struck down. Just don't interrupt because this is probably. Because you might say, you're awfully stupid. If you're doing that, you're saying you're awfully stupid, then you're boss. So you gotta be unbiased and just listen to the garbage. So I don't want that when you come home. I ain't gonna put that to my business. Doesn't seem like too much sense there. I was getting biased one night. He was using some mouthpiece saying something about tar sands. He says, don't say anything. And he came up, sir, can I talk to you? I'm biased, but I do agree with you. Maybe that's why I hate Jews. Oh, let's see. Obama on them. That's something I never seen. That's just ad lib. I did that by I can't repeat it. I repeat that. See, that's the way you write music. That you just make mistakes. Ooh, that sounds good. But yeah, then he says something to me. No, there's always mistakes. It's no good. That's just no good product. No, but, music's not written like that unless it's through a machine. I love not much of machine music or tractor rap. I prefer real music, like I haven't got a lot of dials and knobs on there, just that makes a sound. But, I don't have a lot of dials and buttons with whistles. Even Johnson, Robert Johnson, what he had, just an old box, old Gibson. I like the way he played, he was sort of this. Johnson, But it was 29 verses of satanic blues, man. What is this? So simple. So please try it. I got my clothes on. But it's the only way I can really get past all the things I'm thinking about or what you got me to talk to. So I'm got to the point here. Am I thinking critically when I play guitar? That's just automatic reflex. The critical thinking is getting out of that box, right? And the other thing is, I gotta make decisions on something as important as your career, your political affiliations, or critical thinking. Ooh, that's very hard. all the time. I teach medication class, I'm talking about Eckhart Tolle. They can't get the concepts because he doesn't break it to her. So one day I went down, I read a bit of this. I played the blues and all of a sudden you're listening. What's happening? Their neurological system's slowly slowing down. And information's getting through. And that's the way I'm learning about this psychology is to not attack people when they're working for you. And getting this narcissistic ego part of us that we're not aware of. How many people burn out in the job with narcissistic controlled little limbo? Is your boss girl there a limbo girl? You can't think you got probably just as much sound as they do, right? Sound boxing it in. But you can't think out of the box when you got somebody bothering you. So that's the type of psychology I'm learning. I'm not learning Jordan Peterson climate denying stuff. I'm just learning the business psychology of another school called positive psychology. But he gets into calling it maybe human. But humanism is controlling for human beings, anyway. We're natural. I can do anything for free. That's me. Is that you? Is your politics you, or is your politics controlling you? Anything. What's controlling the behind the curtain? What's controlling your life? To not think for yourself. That's critical thinking. And critical thinking is like, I play a name, so it's a hook. E. Root note. Our thought form is one thing after another. It's the logic of one on top of the other. So we can get out of it. So I got to move up a lot because the guys at the healthcare system sucks. Everything sucks, man. Everything sucks. Like Tommy Douglas, what happened, Doug? Universal healthcare. It really got me thinking. I was looking at King Colonel. he had got trauma for his therapy, but being 5 months in the hospital. You know, they say a lot of things live with depression. Everybody says a lot of things about anything that isn't in their camp. A lot of suicides going on in our veterans. Safety. Just leave them alone and then they'll kill themselves. They don't need the extra injection. No, they need help, but you know, your health care is relevant. It's not controversial here. I agree, Mama. I agree. You're 48 years old and you had a bunch of crazy girls that got conformed into some sort of school where they just didn't have notebooks. So they couldn't separate anything from anything. They take the school notebook. No, they pull on their iPad and distraction devices. I practiced medical students. Holy cow, I don't want to ever have that. I got a background in biology, but it's horse biology. As remember, what unifies this? Well, Conan Doyle, maybe, you know, the Sherlock Holmes. So I told him that, you know, these students, no. Conan Doyle goes back to leeches. So that's all I got out of that. You know, the Sherlock Holmes, where he called it, what did he call it? Deductive reasoning, Watson. Well, there was a whole TED Talks on this type of therapy by a doctor who went back to the rudiments of the man that wrote Sherlock Holmes, which was a medical doctor. So I guess he was looking at variances of pain. And one of the things is she was cotton gin, she bought by cotton. She wasn't a damn, she was looking at the cotton mill. She getting all these illnesses. Wow, the doctor reasoning, right? So the area, the environment. I'm thinking of variances where you see high carcinogenic rates of cancer. Look where they are. Oh, I don't want to tell you this. Where there's refineries. Oh, yeah. That might be an indicator. But, so what was Joe Biden doing there with the Keystone setting it now? He was looking at the variances of what it's going to do to Americans. His sentence. I think he was looking at the variances of its work, but pipeline through the Keystone, the United States, and get everybody sick. Taking out farmland and all the variances there. So when he shut it down, they went on that Turkish thing, you know. train services don't run? Why did she derail? Huh? Yeah, take a look at this rail service. Why would she derail? Why? Because I saw it. Look at the variances here. CB rails need to work too much. So how Canada would get there and say, maybe we should regulate it instead of putting a pipeline through everywhere. Put regulations on the transport of crude by oil by rail. Might be a solution. You want some oil for that car? That's from Sugar train. Something wasn't working there. Because that was the next part of the picture. By taking this meter rail back from Edmonton. So I had noticed. Stopped on the tracks. Prairie dogs there, that's about it. Well, being stopped on the train for a day, conductor. I don't know, he says must be a wheel rail broken down there. And all the passengers get out. I said, we just thought the wheel rail. They're on strike. Intermittently. Why? Because they're working too much. Maybe that's not theory. Maybe that's how the food prices go. So, the rail strike is causing a lot of money in this housing market. The food prices. The lifeblood of Canada is the rail. You know, I remember there's a rhubarb. I was living on a country school land and a book bus coming. What we got now? We got a cell phone. We can pick up books and audio and everything. The book bus is pretty good. Yeah, a lot of books on it. But look at the other factor there. The Wi-Fi and cellular rates are so high. We pay the highest rates in the world. So the thing would be, more carriers and lower the rates regularly. And people are really cheap off of certain regulations of companies. Dell used to be a good company. Now it's one of the most hated damn regulated companies And it's all damn international terrorists, right? And it's just awful. And the church in the United States. You go on YouTube, and they said there was Canada. It used to be Mobile. It's more even with the taxation office, man. Oh, yeah, yeah. So what do we got? Australia's regulations are pretty good. You know, I can go to Australia and put Wi-Fi on my mobile, my bus. You know, if the house market's so high, it's get them all home. I think it's coming down a bit. I think the house prices in Australia's coming down because we got a government that makes sense there. Not perfect. So where do I get my information? YouTube? Nah, Patreon. I just can't quit playing. I'm like a monkey. It's a habit. But what sort of habit is a guitar? Everything's a habit. Some people take up smoking, You got there, he quit from smoking. He went over there and buys candy, says get fat. Some people do have different habits. So, you can make a good habit, play a guitar. You go from mama's nipple to pacifier where you go. I gotta get another guitar. So I threw up there. I don't feel like working too much anymore. I just want to sit back and make the profits. But they go against us, the young people there. But I get into millpower. Maybe you shouldn't work so much. I worked a lot, but we didn't have the technology. We didn't have all these tools. We can use them and help you. So this is the quick. There's variance in everything, what do you call it? I think it got mixed up. Like this cold quit. Cold quitting, I don't know. That's part of an extreme of breaking string on the guitar. I don't break strings on this, but I've seen other guys take this guitar and pop a string on it every time. I bend these notes. I'm not a strummer. I'm a picker. you get a lot on my fingers. You have to use a damn wedge. But anyway, that's just something that picks up on the way of playing. I'm not using a mic or anything, that's just acoustic box. I never had that one before. It's just got more a kick to it, but that's great strings. But it's it's like great strings. If I had the strings on crack the top, need something better. I should let you go, but this is just what am I doing? Entertain song dance? No, that's the way I think. If I ain't playing guitar and I ain't drinking, I'm not thinking. We're walking or talking or having a coffee. I haven't had a mind for coffee for 2 days now. You don't know if I make coffee. I make coffee. Coffee price is going up. Yeah, I came from the state. We don't work together. We won't have no coffee. Tariffs. Anyways, tariff coffee and whiskey and gin. I like. Well, we got Canadian mist here, but I don't know if we're down states, but maybe they'll get all of it back in. So, fine, if I got no money in Simcoe Green. It was all tourism. It was multi-faceted. Now it's just tourism. It's overpriced because of speculated investment in real estate. It's not the foreign investment. It's nothing. It's just speculations. Think about Carney talking rise.